First of all, remember the two ransom notes that came early on that went to the TV stations in Arizona? Those are the notes that we believe Savannah Guthrie was referencing when she said that she thought two of the notes were real and legitimate. Well, there was a Bitcoin account, and we've got some new information about a transaction in that Bitcoin account early on, and a note in the Bitcoin account specifically that seems like it's either from the FBI or from the Guthrie family. So I'm going to tell you exactly what we know, the new information about that coming up. Also, I'm talking to retired FBI agent Steve Moore, good friend of the show. You guys have seen him many times, but specifically I'm asking him about what some of these profilers have told me.
Day 79. No arrest, no body, no answer. An 84-year-old woman named Nancy Guthrie walked out of her Tucson, Arizona home and vanished completely. Not a trace, not a confirmed witness, nothing that explains where she went or who took her. Early in this investigation, ransom letters arrived at 2 Arizona television stations, not sent to the family privately, sent to the media. Savannah Guthrie herself stated she believed 2 of those letters were real and legitimate. Think about what that means. Someone abducted an 84-year-old woman, wrote ransom demands, and deliberately made it public. Those letters came with a Bitcoin wallet address, a specific account tied directly to this abduction. And for weeks, that account sat silent until something happened inside it that nobody was talking about publicly. We now know what that activity was. We know what message was placed inside that wallet, and we know who most likely put it there. If you're new to AutoVex Crime, this channel covers the cases that don't get closed. Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss what's coming in this episode. In this episode, you're also going to hear exactly what FBI profilers built from this case. The profile of Nancy's kidnapper is not vague. It is specific, detailed, and deeply unsettling. So stay with us, because this case just moved. The ransom letters were strange from the start, but what was sitting inside that Bitcoin wallet was stranger, because it wasn't from the kidnapper. Here is what we can now confirm about that Bitcoin wallet. CBS Phoenix reporter Brianna Whitney investigated the account linked to those ransom letters. What she found changes how you understand this entire investigation. On February 10th, a small amount of money entered that account, but the money wasn't the significant part. A note came with it. The message read, "We are ready to talk. Contact us." A contact link followed, and then nothing. No further activity. No response detected. The account has been silent ever since. Now ask yourself, who puts that message in a ransom Bitcoin account? Retired FBI agent Steve Moore has been analyzing this case. His assessment is direct. The FBI is saying, this is not a situation where you dictate terms to us. We are both in this. This is a negotiation. That is not desperation. That is a calculated strategic move. The FBI doesn't meet ransom demands. They force the other side into a conversation. They establish leverage. Moore explains it plainly. If you come in and seem desperate, they will not budge. You are forcing them into a negotiation. But here is what makes this development deeply troubling. The kidnappers didn't bite. No response came back through that account. And the way this ransom operation was structured raised serious red flags from day one. Legitimate kidnappers don't route demands through TMZ. They don't send letters to television stations. Moore is blunt about what that signals. They wanted this public. That destroys a real ransom operation. These people were either amateurs performing a kidnapping, or they were never seriously planning to return Nancy at all. The FBI made their move on February 10th. They extended the opening. They waited. And the other side said nothing back. That silence is either because the kidnappers aren't watching, or because Nancy Guthrie is already beyond their reach. When the ransom trail goes cold, the FBI doesn't stop. They go inward, into the psychology of whoever did this. And what the profilers built from this case is not vague. It is very, very specific. The FBI didn't wait for the Bitcoin account to answer. They were already building something else entirely. A profile of the person who walked into Nancy Guthrie's home and took her. 2 profilers analyzed this case independently. What they came back with lines up in ways that should concern everyone still hoping for a clean resolution. Dr. Gary Baccato built his analysis on hard data, not instinct, not theory, statistics from hundreds of cases. His finding is this: 92% of women who are murdered are killed by someone they know. And when you extend that same data to abduction cases, the pattern holds. The overwhelming majority of abduction victims know their abductor. This was not a random target. This was personal. Dr. Amber Burgess approached it from a different angle. Her driving question: who benefits from Nancy Guthrie disappearing? She kept returning to that word. Benefit, not opportunity, not convenience. Benefit. That framing points directly toward motive, and motive points toward someone with a prior reason. Here is what the combined profiler picture now looks like. The kidnapper had prior contact with Nancy. Not necessarily close, but contact existed. The kidnapper is described as unafraid, visible on surveillance, deliberate, calm. Retaliation or a personal grudge is considered a serious possibility. The operation may have involved more than one person, a director and those who carried it out. The FBI is working backward through Nancy's financial records, contractors, and anyone connected to the property, going back at least 10 years. Retired FBI agent Steve Moore doesn't dismiss any of it. I would go back as far as when Savannah became prominent on television. Someone who believes Savannah has infinite money. That's where I would start. Think about what that means. This may have been building for years. Someone watched. Someone waited. Someone decided that Nancy Guthrie was the way in. The profilers say this person knew Nancy in some capacity. Who do you think had a reason to do this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The profile describes the shape of this person. But one piece of physical evidence, sitting right now in a federal laboratory, may put an actual name to that shape. Profiling tells investigators where to look. DNA tells them who to charge. And right now, both of those things are pointing in the same direction. Here is a confirmed development that did not get the attention it deserves. A hair was recovered from the scene of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Investigators sent it to a forensics lab in Florida, the same lab Pima County Sheriff's Office works with regularly. That happened months ago. Most people had no idea it existed. What is new, and what matters, is what happened next. That hair has now been transferred from the Florida lab to the FBI laboratory at Quantico, Virginia. The purpose is advanced DNA testing, more sophisticated than what the Florida lab was equipped to perform. Steve Moore explains why that matters. You cannot walk across a room without leaving some type of evidence. If there was any exertion, leaning over that bed, moving her, hair falls. It happens. This wasn't a ghost. This was a physical human being inside Nancy Guthrie's home. And physical human beings leave evidence. The science has also shifted significantly. DNA recovery from hair no longer requires the follicle root the way it once did. New techniques are closing that gap fast. Even compromised samples, dyed hair, degraded strands, are producing results that were impossible 5 years ago. Sheriff Chris Nanos publicly stated the family has been cleared. The investigation has moved outward, toward contractors, toward past contacts, toward anyone whose name appears in Nancy's financial records going back a decade. A hair at Quantico. A profile that says someone knew her, both pointing at the same type of person. If this case matters to you, subscribe to AutoVex Crime right now. We stay on these cases until there's an answer. Every case matters. Every clue counts. The FBI now has that hair at Quantico. Do you think this is the break that finally identifies who did this? Or is this another dead end? Tell me below. A hair in Quantico. A profile that says someone knew her. A Bitcoin message with no reply. Day 79. And this case is quieter than it should be. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. She disappeared from her home in Tucson, Arizona. And as of right now, nobody has been charged. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody has publicly answered for what happened to her. Here is what we can confirm. The Bitcoin account linked to her abduction received a message on February 10th. The FBI almost certainly sent it. No response came back. The profilers who analyzed this case independently agree. This person knew Nancy. They were unafraid. They may not have been working alone, and their motive likely runs deeper than money. A hair from that scene is now at the FBI lab in Quantico. Advanced testing is underway. The family has been cleared. The investigation has moved outward, toward someone in Nancy's past. Somewhere in or around Tucson, someone knows exactly what happened. They have known since day one, and they are still out there. Savannah Guthrie believed those ransom letters were real. That belief is still the closest thing to certainty this case has produced. 79 days and still no answers. What do you think happened to Nancy Guthrie? Leave your thoughts below. Every comment keeps this case visible. Subscribe to AutoVex Crime. Share this video. The more people watching, the more pressure stays on this investigation. Nancy Guthrie deserves an answer. This channel will not stop until there is one.